to tell the referee that he'll kick at goal. The afternoon, a very nice one for rugby. It's crisp and cool, and the air is still for place kickers and line kickers. The range for Peter Lewis is 30 metres. And he makes no mistake. Pontypool draw first blood. Plenty of visiting supporters here, and they'll be happy about Peter Lewis's first effort of the game. Inside Cardiff's 10-metre line, 15 metres from touch. Plenty of bobbing and weaving by the front rows. And Cliff Morgan and Terry Holmes have a difference of opinion, and so do the front rows. Some pretty formidable players there. In the front rows alone, there are 4 full internationals and a couple of B internationals, and they both want to show who is the master. Ring, frees Caudle, stretching his legs across the halfway line, tracked by Squire, inside to the supporting Donovan. The touch flag is up though, out near the 22 line. But the crowd loved that movement, and so did Phil Bennett, who's sitting with me.
Beautiful play for the Cardiff back division. Came across field and a lovely pass puts Gerald Caudle away, and he shows perfect winger skills by going the outside, leaving Jeff Squires for dead, and it's only that foot in touch that stops Cardiff from a spectacular try.
8 minutes into the game, Pontypool's lead, a penalty goal to nil. The first good attacking position that the home team have had. Scott holds the ball to keep the Pontypool back row away from Holmes. And now Goldsworthy's in dreadful trouble. Crothers hunted him all the way over the goal line. Two sides in contention who know how to exert pressure above all. In days of old, Holmes would have been thinking about a try here. How does he feel today? Does he feel like taking on Pontypool? Yes, he does, but he's well held by Brown. He finds Lakin. And a penalty goes Cardiff's way. And the kick by Gareth Davies to try and tie the scores. It's good. So honour is satisfied, and the early fencing has been rewarded by a penalty goal to each side. Moseley takes and delivers for Pontypool. Lee Jones, interesting pass to free Peter Lewis, and here comes Gallagher, doing well to keep the ball live, and great covering for Cardiff. John Scott, the captain himself, was there, and this was thrustful, intelligent work by Paul Gallagher on the right wing for Pontypool. Cardiff's goal line just behind Gareth Davies and Donovan and Ring in the centre. Not tidy by Norster. Scrum not far from Cardiff's goal line. The power of Pontypool containing the ball. Holmes wondering if he can get in the way and interfere with their plans. Lakin 19 and Scott 8 take on Pontypool, but they lose. Morgan breaks. Good break, cover tackle by Holmes. Pontypool go for the ruck. This could yield points. That time Huish is on his feet to keep the momentum attack up. Look at the Pontypool pack, they're all there. They're going for the score, and could Bleddyn Taylor score? They Cardiff do so well to hold him up, but he gets, no, it's a penalty to Pontypool, to Cardiff on their goal line. It seemed he's been penalised for a second movement, Phil Bennett, but it seems harsh to me.
Pontypool playing the ball and Morgan playing a prominent part, eventually out to Bleddyn Taylor. He seems to go for the line, and I think Mr. Jones penalised him for crawling.
3-3, 10 minutes till half-time. That time Perkins got the first hand of the ball. Referee seems to me to be being very finicky about throwing in. But Mr. Jones is certainly out to keep a very strict control on the game. It's that kind of game. Cardiff living dangerously. Ring is in trouble. Squire picks him up close to the goal line. This is Goldsworthy. The ball is in the hands of Steve Hutchings. The Cardiff cover is just there. Good anticipation shown by Graham Price. They lay it back for Morgan. Huish is close at hand. The call for a short ball. Crothers and Scott hold him up. Pontypool go for the ruck. Cliff Morgan has the ball. Is there a way through? There may be. Who'll play the part of scrum half? Squire may be a try scorer. It took 6 or 7 Cardiff forwards to hold up the big Pontypool number 8. And Cardiff's defence is really tremendously commendable this afternoon. So nearly a try for Jeff Squire. Still desperate moments for Cardiff. Their goal line. Phillips' his throw. Sent back, and now it's danger, and Brown scores a try. Mark Brown scores the first try of the afternoon, and that is his 6th of the season for this tall young man who got his first cap in Romania last autumn.
The importance of a good thrown in by Phillips, but it's tapped back very badly, giving Terry Holmes no chance, and that's good opportunity by Mark Brown, who gets a wing forwards try.
Well, that proved to be the last incident of significance in that dour first half, and we reached the interval with Pontypool in the lead thanks to their try, 7-3, and we rejoin the action now a little way into the second half. That's an unusual sight. The Pontypool 8 backpedaling. The whistle goes for the set piece, and in my opinion there was an example of dangerous play there. The careless use of the boot by Morgan nearly took Holmes' head off, and that was rash. Cardiff have yet to score a try, but this is a tempting position. Caudle is the man in the foreground. 14. Scott plays Holmes away, but the scrum half's kick is well anticipated by 7 for Pontypool, Mark Brown. Well, presumably the referee has called for the knock-on by Brown, and that's the tempting Pontypool goal line. Scott to Lakin, interesting move. Crothers, the other back row man, is there. Scott's back with the attack. Kevin Edwards helps. Holmes, have they drawn enough men? Ring, a little chip for Hadley to chase. Hadley has the ball. Rees is the supporting player, and that's a try. That really was a very good try by Cardiff. The Pontypool defence has taken a lot of unlocking, but they've done it at last, and Paul Rees makes it 7-7 with a conversion attempt to come. Good to look at.
This try was created by excellent back row play by the Cardiff. Good scrummage ball, and they took the Pontypool midfield out, and a lovely pass from Terry Holmes gives Mark Rings plenty of time. He chooses to kick ahead. Aidan Hadley does very well, and good support again by Paul Rees. That's one feature of the game, and he just managed to dive over.
Was that a signal for a blindside move? No, it wasn't. This is Ring going for the gap. Donovan's tracking him. Crothers has got the ball. Crothers well tackled by Huish. Pontypool frantic back to their goal line. Bill Bennett in the midfield. That was a really first-class break by the young Mark Ring.
Lovely service from home, and this is the first time that Mark Ring has made a complete break, and this is beautiful centre play on the outside, leaves the outside half for dead. Did he go the right way? That's the important decision we must make. He cuts back in field. There's tremendous support from Tim Crothers here, the wing forward, but again Pontypool showing good defensive work and stop the movement.
Pontypool losing Hutchings. He's leaving the field with a pained expression. And Goff Davies, a familiar figure on the Pontypool right, comes ambling on. Quick chat with his teammates in the back line as Pontypool reshuffle, and the heat is on Holmes. Put there by Moseley and Squire. The Cardiff pack is a pretty skilled one, and occasionally they've been able to make Pontypool backpedal, but that's Huish carrying the flag for Pontypool, supplying Squire. He passes to Perkins. Tremendous dynamic rugby by the Pontypool 8. Morgan puts the ball behind Cardiff yet again. Bleddyn Taylor challenges, but Paul Rees clears. Peter Lewis will be there first for Pontypool. Now he's within his own half, crossing halfway, heading back towards the strength and comfort of the pack. Moseley takes up the running. He's held by Robert Norster. The ball is released. Morgan again for Bleddyn Taylor to chase. He challenges Holmes. Holmes wants the ball and has it. A useful position for Pontypool. Little way into Cardiff's 22. Morgan goes. Goldsworthy catches. Goff Davies now playing in the midfield as a replacement. Little dummy run. The back rows there look so quickly. So is Cardiff's. Tremendous cut and thrust. The referee sees Cardiff offside, not rucking, not bound in. Penalty in front of the posts. A few meters from the goal line. Peter Lewis arrived. Glum Cardiff faces. A kick for the lead again by Peter Lewis. And that's done easily by the fullback. And Pontypool move up to 10-7. So, delight for Bill Lewis, Pontypool's chairman, in the foreground, and a slightly longer face worn by Tony Williams of Cardiff next to him. Pontypool's lead of 10-7 in danger of being wiped out in these dangerous moments for the visitors. But away comes Cliff Morgan. Plays the ball up to where Paul Rees waits. This needs a cross kick. Peter Lewis is under it, but Ring is there first. Donovan back to Ring. And in the way is Gallagher. Otherwise a scoring pass must have reached Hadley. Goldsworthy comes away. This is thrilling rugby. Paul Rees getting back, corner flying desperately, but he's missed. Lee Jones should be able to reach the flag. Oh, he's brilliantly tackled by Caudle.
Pontypool winning the ball, and Cliff Morgan, who's had a superb game for once in the game, puts a loose kick, and there's Paul Rees, who hasn't dropped anything afternoon, put in a perfect up and under, and tremendous support play by Mark Ring. Great catch. Gets up, and it's important that he gets up with the ball. Now should Donovan have moved it, that's why quickly. Ring is there, and a lovely interception by Gallagher to save the situation, and it seems that Pontypool are still in danger, but Mike Goldsworthy has come across as good outside half should do, and he's up the touchline. Terry Holmes covering intelligently, but that's a beautiful chip ahead, giving Lee Jones, the supporting man, a golden opportunity, and he beats off Holmes' challenge. Now has he got the pace to get there? He's desperately tired. Ring is chasing him, seems to have lost him, but there's Caudle with a magnificent tackle.
Down go Puller again then to have another go. Steve Jones is strike. Cliff Morgan goes away. Who's going to make the run? Peter Lewis does it, and Peter Lewis scores a try. Another one for Pontypool by the fullback. Pontypool are 2 scores in front at 14-7 with the conversion attempt by the try scorer to come.
Cliff Morgan doing it ever so well, taking the cover wide of them. He's had a superb game this afternoon, and there's Peter Lewis on the charge, takes Rob Lake in the wrong way and dives over. Well worked try for Pontypool.
So the pressure pays off. And the good doctor, who's kicked 2 penalty goals already in the game, as well as this important try, will now seek to convert it. He's come out to 25 metres. And does it coolly. It's 16-7 to the visitors. That time Scott, down to Kevin Edwards. To Holmes. Gareth Davies. Hadley. And in the end, Whitefoot not able to grasp it. Good attack though by Cardiff in a minimum space. One against the head goes against Cardiff, and really Holmes has had a very ticklish afternoon against Cliff Morgan, and he loses out that time as Perkins arrives to help. Cardiff backpedal. Paul Rees. It could be loose for Peter Lewis. Well, the crowd is howling its displeasure. And the touch judge clearly feeling that the ball, which we can see again, Phil, if it bounces on the line.
As Peter Lewis gets the ball here, we'll have to wait and see. I believe it bounced over the line, but it's a close decision. The referee was nearer than us.
Pontypool, though, holding the whip hand at 16-7. The Cardiff centres trying to alter their angles desperately to get through the reorganised Pontypool midfield, with Goff Davies there. That's the war cry that tells you that Pontypool are on top, and their supporters believe that they're going to stay there. Jeff Squire, magnificent at the beginning of the game, magnificent at the end. Crothers unsuccessful with the kick. Holmes is in a little tiny bit of space. Davies to Hadley. How much speed has he got? Back to Gareth Davies. Gallagher tackles him. And this supercharged game is finishing in top gear. A minute only of proper time remains. It seems as if Terry Holmes is about to experience the first defeat in Cardiff colours since his comeback. Donovan's half break, full break to Ring. Ring is missed by Bleddyn Taylor. He puts in the corner. Corner's going to score. Gerald Cornell scores for Cardiff. They're up to 11 points, but maybe Phil Bennett will be wondering whether the wing might have got round towards the posts to help the conversion attempt.
Good scrum ball from Cardiff, and for only the second time this afternoon, Cardiff pierced the midfield. A nice break by Donovan, and he goes there, and there's good support from Ring, who's looped round, and a lovely final pass coming up here. Caudle does well to get amongst them there, and he shows terrific pace to get to the corner. And there's little Cliffy Morgan chasing him. He's not going to give up, maybe stopping him from going round the post. And there he gets round and plonks the ball down.
3 minutes of injury time have gone by. Last chance for Cardiff to keep their possession and move the ball. Referee's looked at his watch. Gareth Davies into space. It looks easy for Peter Lewis, but indeed, Ring was there first. The pass is difficult for Hadley. But Donovan takes up the running. Goff Davies, 16 is there. The ball is played to Gareth Davies. And the referee's seen a forward pass back near the Pontypool 10-metre line. So Cardiff are dying bravely.
Nice chip ahead from Davies, and a lovely bounce and marking. What a golden chance for Cardiff. The pass wasn't a great one, but maybe an international man could have taken that, and they keep the ball alive. But eventually a forward pass comes and stops the movement. Good covering by Pontypool. There's the forward pass.
And Pontypool supporters whistling to Mr. Winston Jones to remind him that 5 minutes of injury time have gone by. Holmes breaks away. Paul Rees runs into him. That must be the old accidental offside law, and the game dies. And great triumph for Pontypool under Jeff Squire. They've come to Cardiff. They've outscored Cardiff by 16 points to 11, and Jeff Squire this afternoon is a victorious captain after a titanic struggle, a red-blooded game of rugby football at Cardiff Arms Park.
Phil Bennett, for no one was that a harder game than for Terry Holmes. How do you think his comeback form is looking with Twickenham just a week away?
Well, another game under his belt, David, and as you said, a very hard game. I thought his passing was superb. He was as eager and as competitive as ever, and it can only have done him good. He won't have a harder game next Saturday than he had out there today.
There were one or two other men on the field, and more than one or two who were Twickenham bound as well.
I thought John Perkins for Pontypool had a magnificent game, probably his best game for a long time. He won everything in the front of the line. I thought Hadley was uncertain under the eye ball, but Robert Noster a little bit quiet, but maybe they're saving themselves for next Saturday. But overall, I think all the lads came through unscathed, and all argues well for next Saturday.
In a nutshell, Phil, is there any difference that you would like to see in the Welsh approach from the way they took on the French?
Not really, David. What I would think we must do is get our options right in the centre of the field, where we must move the ball to men like Titley, who's in sparkling form. And I hope we take the right options, and that our back row get there quickly and win the ball, and I'm sure we can display all our talents against England.
Are you an optimist?
Yes, I hope to be celebrating a Welsh victory next Saturday.
I'm sure we'll all agree with Phil's sentiments there. Well, now some of the news items coming out of yesterday's club results. Bridgend snatched a draw 2 minutes from the end at Aberavon, and Tony Lewis scored a try which Jeff Stevenson converted. Maesteg won at Stradey Park for the first time in 20 years, and in the process did the double over Llanelli. Penarth came out on top in a high-scoring game against Ebbw Vale, while Pontypridd's 28 points to 0 hammering at Sardis Road by Newport was their 10th defeat in a row. Welsh international outside half Malcolm Dacey went off 10 minutes from the end of Swansea's home win over Sale with a slight hamstring injury. He's to have treatment, but it's expected he'll recover in time for the international at Twickenham on Saturday.